Hello, hello, hello. Hi there. It's 2 o'clock, and we will start this hangout. So I'm pleased everyone could make it. My name is Phil Hill, and I am the founder and CEO of Flash Issue. What I'd like to spend the next 30 minutes or so doing with you today is taking you through some very simple steps on how you can turn Gmail into your own personalized email marketing platform. A lot of this is going to involve walking through some of the features inside the product. So feel free at any stage to throw some questions into the Q&A forum that you should also see on your screen to the right. And I'll probably get to those at the end, so as not to kind of break up too much the flow of what I wanted to talk to you about. But I will be keeping an eye on it if it's relevant to actually what I'm talking about at that very minute. So first thing I'd like to talk about is the actual product. So what is Flash Issue? Flash Issue is an email marketing add-on for Gmail users. And what that does is it brings advanced email marketing capabilities such as an editor, a list builder, reporting, and a content curation part to the product into the inbox in Gmail. Now, what you're seeing here on the screen is Flash Issue as it looks like when it's loaded inside the Gmail inbox, and this is being run using the Chrome web browser. If you don't use Chrome, you can still use Flash Issue and just log in through our website with the sign-in button at the top of the screen. You won't see it inside your Gmail account like this, but you will get pretty much all the same functionality. So this is like the home screen for Flash Issue. So this is kind of where everything begins. So what I'd like to do is just really take you through a very basic email here first to show you a couple of the features. So here, all I'd done was just open one of our blank templates from the template gallery here, this blank one on the top left. Here's another one that's based on a template. But what I'm going to do, I think, is just start here and just construct a very basic email. So, for example, if we had this banner there, we'll take that. We'll actually take this one at the top. And we could use any of these inside the email. If we then wanted to add our own banner, we could also do that. Title here is pretty self-explanatory. You don't actually need to use this title if you want some more formatting options, because there's no actually way to format the wording that goes inside here. So actually what you would do then is just add a content block like this and use this as the title. Then that gives you all the formatting features that you kind of need to actually build the title. Now you notice then there is a more button on this mini editor here that actually exposes some of the advanced features. So this one here, for example, would allow us to just add a bit more color around that. Now, what I'd like now to do is move on and actually just show you one of the unique features to the product, and this is this ability to curate content. And what I mean by curation is you're able to put your blog address in here in this field, and I'm just getting someone saying that they couldn't get it to work and see the screen, so let me just try and see. Let me just jump out for 1 second and post this. Go to this link. So I've just actually posted a link here. on the Google Hangout page. I'm not sure why. You should really just need to click the Start button on your Google Hangout page, and that's going to kick off this this screen that you're currently looking at. Click the Start button on the video screen above. So hopefully that will work. Is there anyone else having problems viewing this, or maybe people could just throw something into the Q&A area just to say that they can see and hear everything, so we can do a quick sound and visual check. So I see there's a number of people here. Could you, a few of you, just ping something inside the Q&A, and then we'll get back to the presentation. Okay, let's get back to where we were then. So where we were was here's the curation part to the product. So you can just type any blog address in here. I've got TechCrunch already loaded in here. This goes and scrapes all articles from TechCrunch and then just makes them available for us to then go ahead and build a digest of blog content. It's very easy then to drag and drop and shuffle these around. If I wanted to go in and edit any of the content in here, I'm free to do that, as well as going in and editing the main image. So that's a very basic email, as you can see. Now, if we wanted to get a bit more complicated here and use one of the templates, it's very easy then to actually go into the template library. If you click themed, you'll see all the templates in here. This is actually a new feature we've just been testing over the past couple of weeks, so we're really getting set to build this feature out a bit more. If you take any of the templates, it's easy enough to open them. Take this one, for example. It's going to load in here, and as you can see, it comes loaded with some preset formats, images, and text. Each one of these is just one of these content blocks that I was previously editing. So it then becomes very simple to come in here and just edit some of this. Such like this. And each one of these blocks also has the same ability to do this. And once you click Save, you've then got that saved. To change our images, it's very simple. These, as you can see, are just placeholder images. And if I click on an image, what you're going to see is I get these 4 options here. To replace the image, edit, remove, or add a link to it. So for example, if I wanted to replace these 2 people here and I wanted to make it more specific to my own organization, I click replace and I get the image manager come up. Now I could drag in an image from my computer here, which is the default. You just drag it into here. I could take images from Facebook, Flickr, Instagram, and so on. I'm just going to search for an image, so let's just do people. Just here's some Google images that we have here. So for example, if we like this one, we would select that, click upload, and it's just going to load in here. And what it's going to do is reformat itself to the same width settings that the original image was, so it actually fits in that space. If for any reason I did want to go ahead and crop it, I could do that. I could also resize it as well. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And once that saves, it's just going to update itself into here, as you can see. So here's this guy here. And once again, I can go in here and just change this. Team news and so on. If I wanted to come into here and actually change this link, I'd go back up here to the edit toolbar link and just change this. At the moment it says flash issue, so if I wanted to just take that, hit this, TechCrunch, there you go, then I'm ready to go. Now everything should auto-save itself, but it is a good idea to just do it manually now and again, just in case there was any network issues with your own connection that stop the autosave to happen. And I can just carry on going through the email like this. Now if I wanted to remove any of the blocks, it's very simple for me to do that, or actually move them around. I can move this above here. And once again, it's very simple for me to add my own content in here as well. And the next couple of weeks, we're going to be adding a number of other themed content blocks that will let you drop in pre-configured images and text, backgrounds, and so on. Now I'm just going to move him up here. And finally, working my way down the email, if I get to my social icons down here, what I then want to do is just go in and change the links for these. So if I click them once, change the link, it says Facebook here, so if I was then to make it personal to flash issue, that's now linked there. Could do the same here, link it back in here for flash issue, and so on. And there you go. So let's go ahead and also add, here's the TechCrunch blog feed here as well. If we go in here and take TechCrunch, we can also feed this content into here as well. Now, I'm making a bit of a Frankenstein's mess here, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how we add content to it. And finally, the options we've got to do are actually change background colors over. So make this a rather gaudy pink color. And now we have that to our email. Now, assuming we're all happy and good, we can just preview this, and it's actually ready to send. I'll move on to in a minute to actually tell you how to kind of change some of these social icons out the top, and also remove the branding down here. And I'll also move on to actually talk about what the mailing address is when I come to talk about lists. So, so I think that pretty much concludes the editor. Let's just finish on, before we finish talking about creating our email, on some of the other kind of content options. Typing a search term in here or typing your blog in here, as we said, will generate content snippets for you. And each one of these snippets actually returns to the full article for that on the parent site from where it came. So this one, for example, some social media today. And another way of kind of skinning this cat, for example, instead of doing a blanket import of content from a blog, you could use our Clipper tool. Now, the Clipper tool is available to Chrome users who've installed the extension, and you should see this little pair of scissors here. It's grayed out because I haven't clipped anything. But if one day I'm on a website, or through the month or whatever, in between sending emails, I find some content I like, I can just go ahead and clip this page. And when I go back and refresh the content in Flash Issue, you'll see there's our article from Inc. magazine. So that can go in here. And I can go around clipping pretty much any content I'd like. I can even go to YouTube, for example, if you had a YouTube video. It's one on Jimmy Fallon. It's probably going. And if I then go ahead and clip this, what we're going to do is create a quick summary of this for you as well. There it is, to go in here. Now, once again, if all of this doesn't quite make sense or the image doesn't quite look right, you can also go in and change this. Just as a side note, we get asked this a lot: is it possible to build video directly into an email. It's not. Video does not play in emails. It plays on web pages, and it ironically works within Gmail, but it doesn't work in software platforms like Outlook. So therefore, it's not included in any Gmails, in any emails. So you can put animated GIFs in there if you like, which are basically just images that kind of move around. But we can get into that in more of an advanced discussion. So in the final story tab over here is just to paste a URL of a web page in if you're not using the clipper. So if you're using Safari or something on Flash Issue, it does exactly the same thing as a clipper, but it's just a manual way of doing that. So are there any questions so far on this, or is everyone pretty much down with what we're talking about? Because if we are, what I'm now going to do is move over to the list tab. Now, as you can see, Flash Issue has functionality options here, and if I went back to the inbox, you would also see the functionality through a blue button at the top. Let's go to lists, and what we have is we have two paradigms with regards to lists. One is a mailing list based off of email addresses. I'm just going to create a list here. And what this does is just displays all the contacts in my address book, my Google address book. And I can then go through these and cherry pick them, or I can search for them. So, for example, here's my own. Actually, it's already subscribed to a list, so it won't let me add it. There's a couple of other ones I use. So if we put those in, there's a list with 2. So you can create lists as large as you want, and those are then going to pull up in the editor when I come to send. Now, the other paradigm we've got is the concept of a Google group. Now, Google groups are just contact groups that are created within your Google contacts. So under my contacts, you see I've got all of these different lists, and it's just a way of segmenting my address book. Very simple to do. If you wanted to create a list from these people, just create a new list. We'll just call that the Hangout. And that has now been added here. You can see it's just got these 3 people in it. Well, what we do is pull in these groups from Google Contacts into Flash Issue. So I can now go ahead and just see all of my groups here. So let's have a look. Let's do the friends. So there's the friends group that is a mirror image of the friends group here. Now what this means is any time I add a contact over here in my address book, it will automatically update the mailing list over here. All I need to do is just refresh it and it will update. So it's a very quick and easy way of building kind of quasi lists within the product if you want to keep them still in your Google Contacts. So what we can then do is come back to the editor, and what you will now see is these lists that I created and the Google groups will be shown here. So here's the friends one I did. Now it's got 11 people in it, so if I send this, it's going to go to the 11 people on that. There's also a default list in here called send to test to self. That just sends an email to my inbox. I'm also free to enter freeform any emails I want in here, and what we will do is also pull emails from Google Contacts, and when I'm happy with this, I can just go ahead and send, and there we go. Now these are just shortcuts to the tabs along here. If we go back in here, here's the one I just sent. When it's a test to myself, there it is. these images should reload eventually. Once Google wants to do it, there you go. So they were there. Now what happens if any time I actually click on any of these links, if I was, for example, to do that, we go back to the Report tab, which is the third tab in Flash Issue. You'll actually be able to see, here's the email we just sent, went to three people, one of them opened, and one of them clicked. That was basically me. Now if you click the View Detail, you're actually going to see who this went to. There, you can see who opened it, that was me, and you can see what link I clicked on within the email. So this actually just takes you to the report detail. If you want to look at the online view of your email, you can just go to there, and there's our email. Now this you can use to publicize via Twitter, Facebook, and just share the email newsletter through other social media channels. And the final tab we've got here is the Draft tab. If you would load, got a slow network here. Let me just load my inbox again. Okay. So if I go back to the Draft tab, what you'll see is all my draft emails. If I ever wanted to duplicate and replicate an email, I can just go ahead and do this. This will load exactly the same email that I'd already created a draft for. There it is there. Now, if I'm happy with this email and I kind of want to use it as a template for future emails, I can go ahead and create my own template and save it. And what that's now going to do is add that email in here. It should generate a thumb in a few minutes. So in the future, if I just want to open that, I can go ahead and do it. I mean, here, for example, you'll see a template I created for an invite to this event. So each time I want to send it out, I can just go and open that very quickly, and there it is. So the other thing I'd like to now quickly go over with you, having done the main functionality, is to go ahead and show you some of the settings over here. So this drop down from the Editor tab, there's a number of options here. The first one's the account setting. If you click this, what you're going to see is the different plans available to Flash Issue, and they're based on list size. So this list size, for example, would allow me to have 500 contacts at any one given time in my lists, and that comes with a monthly fee. If I prefer actually just to buy credits to send emails, I can do that. Now this is not per campaign sent. This will be a credit for an email. So if I send one campaign to 200 people, it will use 200 credits. And the final part here is the address. This is what you see at the bottom of all emails. And to comply with CAN-SPAN, you are required to actually put this at the bottom of your emails. And this and the unsubscribe link will be appended to each email that's sent out. So if we go back to the inbox here and look at the email I sent, you'll see here's my address, and here's the unsubscribe link at the bottom. Now, if someone unsubscribes and clicks on this, what's going to happen is they'll automatically be dropped into this list here. There's a list called unsubscribes. I've got 2 unsubscribes here. Here they are. And what that would do, if someone drops into this, they will automatically be removed or suppressed from all future sendings. So if you want to resubscribe someone, you're going to have to come in here, remove them from here, and then manually add them back into your list, unless they're in a Google group, in which case they'll still be there. So let's come back here and let's have a look at settings quickly. This is used to turn off the branding at the bottom of the email. It's a premium feature, so you will be prompted to pay for the product. You can also disable the public link at the top of emails that leads you to the web view. And you can hide, these are actually hide the social icons that go next to each content article that you drag in from your blog. And also, if you wanted to change your continue reading link, what this will change is this link here. So if I go back to there, I might actually have to go ahead and create a new email for that. It's like we got a bug here with that one. Yeah. Let's have a look where we were. Okay, I will check up on that, but this setting here, as I said, should save there. So when these come in, we'll give it one more go. No, I'll report that as a bug. So so that really concludes everything from a sending point of view. I'd like to just go over some best practices as well. You know, when creating a list, what is a list and what's spam and what's not spam? What is not advisable, for example, is to go to Facebook or LinkedIn and scrape out all your contact email addresses and generate a list from it. That's going to annoy people if you send information to them. It could also potentially be reported for spam based on that. So really, you want to be sending emails to people from your address book and people you actually know. Like here's when this actually comes up. This group's empty, but you know, all of these people here are actually from my address book. So that's one way to do it. We will be launching web forms in the next couple of weeks that you'll be able to embed in your blog site and allow you to add users as they come to your site and sign up, and that will automatically add them to a list. And just one other, you know, we get asked why are my emails going to spam? One other reason for that can be the content that goes in here. You know, if I put free holiday here and I just come in and put one image in there, kind of free holiday, this type of email is gonna get flagged by spam by most email clients. It's got very little text in it. It's just got an image, and it's kind of looks gimmicky. And the robots that police software platforms like Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo, so on, they know this. And once your emails start getting sent to spam, it's very difficult to get out. Unless the recipient actually goes and manually removes you. So, you know, just create good value-added content and you should be okay. Okay, that brings up our 30 minutes. I wanted just to open it up to everyone to see if you have any questions during the last 10 minutes or so. So you can post those in the Q&A session if you like. So I'll throw it back to you. Okay, it would seem that we don't have any questions. Well, I appreciate your time. Feel free to drop me an email. You can just reply to the invite I sent you if you do have any questions. And we look forward to seeing you around and using Flash Issue. Thanks a lot.